How goes it, everyone? I am the world famous Fat Kid, and we are doing Week 8 picks for the NFL season of 2023-24. So, after last week's debacle, going 4-9, we have a full slate of games, and hopefully we get back on the right track, because that was terrible. There were a few tough games to call this week, and I'm not confident in a lot of these. So, yeah, let's go through them real quick. So we got Thursday tonight, kicking it off. Tampa Bay, Buffalo. I mean, Tampa Bay coming off of a heartbreaking, well, not really heartbreaking, but last second loss against division rival, while Buffalo coming off of a very poor showing against a division rival. I think Buffalo's just, they've got the firepower to, I don't want to say manhandle, but I think Buffalo's gonna beat the Bucks. There's not enough on offense for the Bucks to keep pace. As long as Josh Allen doesn't keep those interceptions going. But I think this will be a bounce back. Buffalo takes it. Then we got a little bit of a head scratcher. The Houston Texans and the Carolina Panthers. Carolina's coming off their bye week. They still don't have a win. There's not a lot to look forward to for them because they don't even get a first round pick. That's going to the Bears. While Houston coming off of a bye week, but they did have a victory last time out against the Saints. Stroud has been playing well. The young guys on offense have been producing. That defense, not great, but it's way better than I expected. I'm going to go Houston on this one. They've surprised me already this year before, so yeah. I think Houston beats Carolina. Carolina's just lost. So, Houston. Then we got the Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys down in Jerry World. So, Rams got screwed against the Steelers. Just throw that out there. Puka Nacua has been phenomenal. Like, amazing. But the Rams defense, not exactly world beaters, you know? So, with that being said, Dallas, coming off of their bye week, but they did have that Monday night win against the Chargers before the bye. They're playing consistent. The offense, not necessarily terrible, not great. They have more ups than downs. And the defense, fairly solid. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I don't like it, but I'm going to go with Dallas. Then we got a surprising game. Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers. Figured the Vikings would be mainly trying to put distance between themselves and the rest of the division at this point. Right now, they're just trying to get back to 500. With their big win over San Francisco, they should be riding extremely high, while the Packers are on the opposite end of that spectrum after losing the Broncos, one of the worst teams in the league. It's safe to say that. I think even with Jefferson out, Addison stepped in. He's been playing real big in the games. Like he's been there for a lot of the big plays that they've needed. I'm gonna go Minnesota. Hopefully Cousins doesn't pull one of those Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde things where he throws, kind of like Goff, 3 picks, 210 yards, fumbles. I hope he doesn't do that. Vikings over the Packers. Then we got Saints and the Colts. This is one of the tough ones for me because the Saints should be better than they are. They lost a close one to Jacksonville, which they made it close late because they fell behind. If they don't fall behind, I think they can control the game. But Indy going blow for blow with Cleveland against a very good Cleveland defense with Gardner Minshew at the helm. I'm going to go Colts. I think the Colts are the better team right now. The Saints still have to figure out what their identity is on offense. They have to get better production out of their quarterback. Yeah, we're going to go Colts over the Saints. So then we flip to an AFC East division game. The New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Patriots coming off of a big win against the Bills. Should be riding high. Miami really likes to beat up on they like to punch down. I'm going to take Miami because New England is not very good. They caught Buffalo sleeping and just whooped them. I know it came down to like the end of the fourth quarter, but Buffalo never should have been in that position. Miami will not be. So, Dolphins take out the Patriots. So then we're going to go battle of the New Jersey teams. The Jets and the Giants. The Giants' run game's starting to come along. They just played a terrible game against Washington and beat them. Jets are coming off their bye. The Jets have played a little bit better. I mean, they're still not great. Before the bye, they beat Philly. Big upset. Go into the bye week, heal up a little bit, game plan, go up against the Giants. I think the Jets are going to win. So I'm taking the Jets over the Giants. Got it. Now, we move to Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. Jaguars, Steelers. Jags coming off of that Thursday night win, so they get a few extra days for rest. Like I said before, the defense is playing very well. The offense is mediocre at best right now. They're getting production out of Travis Etienne, so that's good. That's keeping them afloat. And you never know which receiver is going to do the damage. Kirk, Ridley, or Ingram. I know Ingram's a tight end. I'm just saying those three are the top guys in the pass game. Pittsburgh just came off of a screw job to the Rams. They were on the better end of that deal. Pickett and Pickens are playing better together. That defense obviously is still top tier. But they don't really have a run game, so to speak, so they can't necessarily control the clock. I'm going to give this one to Jacksonville. I think the defense isn't exactly on par with the Steelers, but they're top half of the league. They're doing very well, almost top 10 in my opinion. I haven't checked stats. And then Jacksonville's offense, I think, is better than Pittsburgh's. But we'll see if they can overcome TJ Watt and the pressure that he is going to bring. I'm taking Jacksonville. Fingers crossed. So here's another tough one. The Atlanta Falcons and the Tennessee Titans. I don't know where to go with this one. Because Ritter has played amazing at times, and then he's just absolutely failed. 3 turnovers in back-to-back games, 3 fumbles last week before, 3 picks. Like, Ritter, they might be winning despite or in spite of Ritter. Tennessee, you know what you're going to get with Derrick Henry unless he goes up against a really good defense. I don't know the status on Tannehill, actually. They're coming off the bye. Maybe Tannehill's ready to go. You know what? I'm going to look it up real quick. You know why? Because I can. Not that that really matters, but if Ryan Tannehill cannot go, then it's going to be Malik Willis. And yeah, that's... Ooh, there's going to be Will Levis? I don't know how to say his name. Yeah, I guess Tannehill's out and they're going to start the rookie. Yeah, that actually makes it a lot easier. I'm going Atlanta. Atlanta's going to win. Hopefully. So then we go to an NFC East showdown. Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Philadelphia coming off of a commanding win over the Dolphins on Sunday Night Football. Philly had it going. I mean, their run game wasn't exactly the strongest it's been this year, but it was solid. It did what it needed to do. Hurts, a few turnovers, but made the plays when he needed to. They got comfortable, and the defense just shut down Miami. Washington, on the other hand, struggled against the Giants. I don't think it's a surprise when I say I'm picking Philly. So we move to a tough game here. I said there was a few. The Cleveland Browns and the Seattle Seahawks. PJ Walker will be starting. I'm fairly certain. Their defense, I've talked about it for the last few weeks. Ford has actually been playing really well. Hunt has contributed greatly since coming back to the team. But they're not getting a lot of production necessarily out of QB wide receivers. Seattle, on the other hand, playing fairly well offensively, playing fairly well defensively. They're not top tier. They're not taking that next step. Geno's going to give you what he's going to give you. 220-ish yards, a touchdown or 2. He might turn it over. The defense, I mean, they looked really good against the Cardinals, but a lot of teams look good against the Cardinals. Except for the Cowboys. Yep, haha, got to get that shot in. Let's see. You know, I'm going to go Seattle. I think they are a more well-rounded team, and that's going to serve them better in this game against Cleveland. So moving on to, well, speaking of Arizona, the Baltimore Ravens and the Arizona Cardinals. Do I have to explain the reasoning? Baltimore will win. They came out hard against the Detroit Lions, who is a better team than the Arizona Cardinals, by far. Baltimore manhandled the Lions, where Arizona, just stunk it up. That's the easiest way to put it. So I'm taking Baltimore, hands down. Here's another slam dunk, easy pick. Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos. Chiefs just beat another division rival in the Chargers. Made it look relatively easy. First half was kind of close, and then they just pedal to the metal, took off. Denver, they're coming off of a win against a terrible Green Bay Packers team, but they're going to run into the buzzsaw that are the Kansas City Chiefs. They're like 97-0 against them in the last like 504 years. It doesn't matter. The Chiefs own the Broncos, hands down. Raiders are trying for minority ownership, but that's for another week. Chiefs win. It's going to be bad. So, moving on to the Bengals and the 49ers. Bengals coming off of their bye week with a win against Seattle. That was an ugly game. That was a rough one. But they won, and then they go into their bye, and now they get San Francisco, who have lost 2 in a row. Purdy's not looking so Purdy. Anyway, he's not looking so good anymore. The offense, I mean, it goes through Purdy. McCaffrey can be doing well, but if the defense struggles, they have to rely on Purdy, and he hasn't stepped up. That hurts because he was doing so well. The defense has been struggling. They need to get it together. Cincinnati's still trying to work some things out. This is a chemistry game. Which team can get the right combination and the right mixture this week to win? I'm taking the 49ers. They're at home. That should be a boost, a benefit, a boon, a bonus. 49ers over the Bengals. We move into Sunday night. Chicago Bears, Los Angeles Chargers. We already know Bears coming off of a win against the Raiders, an easy win where they just controlled the game, but they're not good. They're not. Don't lie to yourselves. Chargers, they're not really good either, but they're better than the Bears. Eckler just came back off of an injury, didn't really do a whole lot last week. He should be better this week. Although they have Robert Kelly, who filled in wonderfully. 75 yards and a touchdown last week. So, I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm assuming they're going to be able to handle Tyson Baguette. And then you have one of the easier games of the week. Maybe, if not the easiest. Well, Baltimore, Arizona, I think is the easiest. You got the Las Vegas Raiders going against the Detroit Lions. This will be a fun one for the recap because it's Monday night. It'll be the last game, so I'll have plenty of time to wallow and gripe and complain because the Lions are going to smoke the Raiders. Period. End of description. Raiders just lost to the Bears. The Lions are way better than the Bears. The Lions are angry. They just lost big to the Ravens. Not saying the Ravens are a lesser team, but when you get beat up like that, you want to come back the next week and say, all right, that was a fluke. We're back. We're focused. Let's go. Lions are going to do that. They are going to steamroll the Raiders. Big surprise, right? So, there are my picks. Hopefully it's a winning record. I feel like I have the right ones to at least be 4 above 500. Ugh, I should go 12-4. Should be my best week yet. But I guess we'll find out. Feel free to tune in next week when I do the recap and see how I did. Until that next video, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to catch you in the next one.